drinking.
Yeah, right. I think so.
They already did. I know, right? Amanda, you've got some new meaningful ink to show us today, right?
Yes. I got a new tattoo yesterday. And it is 2 fingers like this, yes. Which I learned in sign language means best friends.
Yes.
But I got this tattoo from my friend Scott Campbell. He's an incredible tattoo artist here in Los Angeles. And because of Elvis. So Elvis and I'm sure you guys, if you're parents, you know this, what happens is all of a sudden your kid starts understanding that you have to go to work.
Yeah.
And it happens at an age, and then you feel horrible leaving the house. And so I was swimming fit for Christmas, and Elvis had that realization of leaving, and so I created this handshake. You and me are a team forever. And so we still do it to this day. And you know, since he was, this is my 4th tattoo, and since he was born, I knew I wanted to get a tattoo about Elvis, but I didn't know what it was. And so when I thought of this, and I love it. It means a lot.
What did Elvis think? What did Elvis think about it?
Oh, he loved it. I came right home, and I was like, Elvis, look, I got our handshake as a tattoo. And he goes, oh, I love it. It was so cute.
You're asking for matching ink.
Yes, yeah.
All right, are you ready for it? It's time for Top of the Top. All right, get ready for it. You know, most of us experienced surge pricing at one point or another. That's when companies increase their prices based on demand. Well, guess what? Starting in 2025, Wendy's is going to begin experimenting with so-called dynamic pricing. Yep. I know. I'm feeling it too. No word yet on exactly how much the cost of fries are going to, change throughout the day, but the idea has consumers feeling a little bit frosty.
Hey-o!
Yeah.
Hey.
What do you think about this?
First of all, I love their marketing team. They're like, let's raise our prices, but let's call it dynamic pricing.
Yeah, right. So dynamic.
Everyone, if you watched the show yesterday, I got booed immediately off the bat, and I'm about to get booed again.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Super Bowl Sunday, I went to a chain restaurant that serves wings, and I waited 2.5 hours for my wings.
Wow.
It was packed. Wow. And I ordered online, and I was supposed to pick up at a time, and it was 2.5 hours late. What? Like if you own a business, if there's a demand, you raise the prices, everybody. This is like...
Oh, wait, no.
This is like...
When was the last time?
I have a weigh-in. Here's my weigh-in. I have a sister that lives in Texas, and she has 3 kids, and she basically lives in her car, where she's literally driving her kids from practice to a sport to school to back to another sport to a school. And I've spent so much time in the car with them, and they live and breathe by eating fast food. I mean, it is how their kids survive, on chicken nuggets from there and burgers from here on their next practice. And they can't afford this kind of dynamic pricing. I'm sorry, but I feel like a lot of America is like this, and I think this is absolutely a shame.
Yeah.
A hamburger, fries, and a shake are now costing you, on average, beginning at like $10.
Yes.
If not more. And that's just for one person. So you can imagine a family of 4, you're not leaving there unless you're dropping $50, $60.
Yes.
Easy.
Oh,
and that's like low.
Yeah.
That's the low end.
And I would just like to say, I'm going on the record, this is 2 days in a row that the audience has agreed with me. Thank you.
Well, and it's because I think you're making a lot of sense, especially on the part where the dynamic pricing goes up. I think that's a square idea. You see what I did there? Square idea. All right, sorry, I had to sell that one. But no, in all seriousness, though, let's flip this patty on the other side, though, because if you take a look...
Second one.
Yeah, that's the second one? Okay. If you look at it, if the dynamic pricing goes down because they say, hey, not a lot of people are coming in, there could be a good business model where people are coming in when the prices are low to get some type of breakfast or early lunch, so that could
I
be
don't
a
think
good
they're going to
time.
lower their price.
Well, they call it dynamic pricing, so
But
maybe
go
we don't know
down.
enough about it, but yeah, the prices perhaps will go down.
And then we all rush in.
And then we go rush in.
And that make the price go up.
And then go
I don't
price. So
think
you got to
that-
rush to
Yeah,
go
I
get
don't
there.
think
I don't think they're going to lower any kind
They
of
might go by a
prices.
quarter or something like that. You know what I mean?
I understand when you're providing a service like a ride share, where that's, it's dependent on, well, no, I'm not saying a service like give me a hamburger patty. I'm talking about a service where it's a limited number of cars coming and drivers coming at a certain amount of time to pick you up.
Yeah.
It's different when you're talking about there are endless supplies of frozen meat patties, endless supplies of frosties.
The restaurant, listen, this is not, I don't want to make this an advertisement, but the restaurant you mentioned earlier does not freeze their meat. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
They do or they don't?
Oh, wow, you're right.
Is that true?
Jerry just said.
I'm low.
Jerry's a connoisseur.
Well, but here's the thing. How about you stay home and get a loaf of bread and some hamburger patties, peel some potatoes. I got ice cream, I got milk. You make a milkshake at the house.
Coming
You know what I'm
on to
saying?
Sheryl's.
That's right, because to me, what's happening now is the thing that used to be a treat is now a standard.
Ooh.
And now what needs to happen is we as the consumer need to say, well, then I'm not coming. I'm not
I
will be
agree with you,
backlash.
but I also feel like that not a lot of people have that luxury. Like my sister, who's literally in her car from after school till 10
That's
p.m.
it's a
at
real
night.
thing. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't have time to pack. To get home at 10, make a ton of meals for her family the next day so that in the car it sustains. And you know what I mean? Like, she just doesn't have the time to do that. The poor thing, like, is literally surviving as its own. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The fast foods, unfortunately, is what families sometimes have to survive on.
Yeah.
But it used to be reasonably
Absolutely
priced.
right.
That's my point. It used to be reasonably priced that you could do that.
Yeah.
Now it's so expensive,
Now it's
like you
become
said.
unaffordable.
That's
It's
right. It's
becoming-
unaffordable. So now
Well,
I can't
inflation
feed
is
my children.
everywhere,
Yeah.
including at
Right.
these fast food restaurants, and that's where we're all feeling the pinch. And
Yeah, I
that's-
think a higher pricing in that model for that type of food, right?
Yeah.
Well, we know it's not the best, right? I think it's a broken and it's not a sustainable model. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think
I
that
agree.
that won't last. That's
We'll
not
see.
going to play.
I think the backlash. All right,
Everyone,
we got to move
everyone,
on.
I want to apologize. I've changed my mind. It was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Jerry does not like to be- You're back in the good
I
graces.
understand you. And let me just say, we're going to be best friends forever.
All right, Jerry, we got a good one. This is interesting. We thought we liked this one. Rapper Eminem, you may recently have seen this picture of him. He's on an outdated BlackBerry phone. Take a look at that. Key services apparently shut down for the BlackBerry back in 2022. So apparently he can only call and text, but gotta admire his loyalty there. I mean, I loved that keyboard.
Yeah.
That was hard to let go. That click, click, click when you were typing away and you knew that you were typing the right letters every time. It was perfect. So I couldn't let go for a long time. But what's one item from the past that you can't let go of, or a piece of technology you still wish you had, Amanda?
I wish, I could have one, I guess, but a landline. With like the cord that it's like twisty.
You remember those?
I still have that.
And like for some reason, like when I was a kid, you would see in a catalog there was like Lips or like the Mickey Mouse and like
hamburger phone.
the clear where everything was in it. And I just feel like they're so nostalgic, and that would be fun. Like that'd be fun to have.
Amanda,
Yeah.
I got you covered.
You do.
I have a landline at my house. I
do
brought
I.
photos of me. That's me on my landline.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look at me. Doing business on my landline.
That's what I'm talking about, Jerry.
Larry, Jerry can't let go of the look, too, from like the 1970s. To go along with the
Jerry, I love
landline and the
that.
stash.
So fun. You never get bored. You have like a cord you can
Yes.
play with.
Yes, that's what
You
I'm
know,
talking about.
you know one that I really enjoyed from the past is the disposable camera. You remember that? We live in an era of
That's back,
selfies.
though.
Well, the Polaroids have come back, but
Yes.
the disposable where you had to choose your shot and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
So much so. Look, I even have one here. You remember this?
You have to go.
Now let me. I just spotted this person right here.
Is there
Okay, so do you know? Have you ever used one of these before?
Of course, yes.
You know how to use one of these? Then you're not. Have you ever used one of these before? You know how to? Who here doesn't know how to use one of these? You don't know how to use one of these? You don't know what this is? Can you take a picture of me? Yeah. Hold this microphone for her. Go ahead. Take a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Take a picture.
Yeah. She's got it.
No, you got to wind it up. You got to wind it up. You got to wind it up. My knees are hurting.
You gotta do this.
Let me show you. It's just like this. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Oh, I love that sound. Boom. Got you.
Are you going to develop that?
Right.
You want to know what? No. Then you have to go develop it.
I bought one of these
Yep.
for a vacation Elvis and I went on last May. I took it into a drugstore to get it, developed. They said they had to send it out, and in 4 weeks, I could come back and pick it up.
What?
So I actually did remember, which I was shocked. I remembered to go back there. They had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh my God.
No idea. They lost the camera. They lost
your photos?
They
So
lost
all
everything.
your pictures are lost?
They're gone. Into the
Some of you had your
photoverse.
phone with you to take backup pictures.
Yeah, no, and I did, but it was a waterproof one too. They had waterproof ones too.
Too bad.
Yeah.
All right, stick around. Much more of the talk when we come right back. Welcome back. All right. Did you all see this? This is a fun one. Over the weekend, the inaugural Florida Man Games took place where competitors mocked Florida stereotypes. Anybody from Florida here in the crowd?
Well done.
No? Nobody from Florida?
No
Wow, I'm shocked.
No
Well,
Floridians.
my family's from Florida. They're in Florida now, so I think I can mock them. But the games included events such as wrestling while holding pitchers of beer. This is a good one. That is great. The evading arrest obstacle course. Look at that. They run from actual sheriff's deputies.
That's a good one.
That is amazing. And this is a good one. There was also a Florida ma'am event where women dressed in pinup style with one woman using cans as hair rollers.
Okay.
Looking
too
mighty
good.
fine there. I like that. What event would you be good
What
at?
would you be good at,
Oh,
Natalie?
I'd be good at evading the sheriffs. Yeah. I can evade them. Come on, come get it. You want to get me? Come on, chase it. Come on.
Oh, be careful. Be careful. Be careful.
You can't get me. You can't get me. You can't get me. I'd be so fast. I'd be gone before they could even arrest me.
I want to
Okay.
I want to be the lady with the beer cans and the wig. So come on, Amanda.
All right.
Let's get me ready. Let's get me ready. Okay,
Here
we
we
gonna
go.
roll.
Here's Cheryl's
Okay.
wig.
There we go.
There
Okay,
she
here we go.
goes,
Okay,
there
does
she
it go
goes.
around like
Yep,
this?
there we go.
Okay.
Lock it in with the clip.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Bobby
yeah.
pin around a can of beer. There we
Okay.
go. Uh-oh, my clip ain't big
Give me
enough.
some Velcro
Hold on.
There you go.
clips in
Boom.
there.
There it is.
How about it?
Yeah,
You think I'm ready?
There we go.
Am I ready?
I can see it. I can see
I
you
think I
rocking
can do
that.
it.
I think that would be you'd be strong in that.
Yeah.
Jerry, what
I
would
can
you
win
be
that.
good at?
Remember to recycle, everybody. That's what that's all about
Did
there.
you drink that beer already?
Oh, yes.
That was your warm up?
To prepare.
Yes. What about you, Jerry? What would you
You know,
be good at?
I mean, I would probably want to like wrestle a gator. Like I'm sure they have like a gator wrestling
They,
thing. Like
they
wrestle
do.
a gator.
They do, but it's a floaty.
Yeah,
it's
good.
a gator
No, I don't want to
floaty.
wrestle a real gator. I want to wrestle like a full float gator.
It's a full floaty gator.
Is there
I want to
any-
hear Amanda's.
Yeah.
What's the girl from Ohio gonna do in the
Yeah.
Florida games? Let
No,
me hear
I
this one.
actually I don't know, I just thought of this, but I'm hoping that there's some sort of sun tanning competition. I could really, I'm telling you what, if there's anyone that could win how long you can bake in the sun, I'm gonna.
foil?
There's nothing more that I love more than the sun burning my skin. It's the best feeling.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I love it.
I'm with you though.
Yeah.
I would
You
probably.
get by the sheriffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can run from the cops.
Wait a minute. Is there something we need to know about you, Osbourne?
I'm not going to ask a follow-up question on that one.
I just want to say, after listening to the segment, please everyone use sunblock and everyone please comply with officers.
We love Florida, though. We do love Florida. we love that they make fun of themselves there on that one. All right, well, a bride and a groom recently got blasted in the Facebook group called That's It, I'm Wedding Shaming. So apparently the couple asked that in lieu of gifts, guests contribute to their wedding reception buffet. Now, they asked for, before you box, they asked for $40 per adult, $20 per child, which is a lot less than a gift, I would say. But what do you think of the wedding guest fee instead of the gift? Is it tacky, practical? What do you think, Akbar?
This one to me is practical. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it's practical. Because if you think about it, you're asking them to come with no gift. We know weddings these days are just massively expensive.
Yeah.
Now you get to have everybody you want there, but they're paying for their meal and they get to enjoy a celebration. They don't have to worry about, did I get the right gift? You don't have repeat. So to me, the way everything is so expensive right now, and where else are you gonna get a good meal like that at a wedding for $40? Right? I mean, go
You're
out
not charging
well. Like
surge pricing for that meal,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Dynamic
pricing.
This is a dynamic idea. I love it.
You know what? I have to say, Akbar, I think when you first read this, you're like, what? But then actually, I mean, I think weddings are so hard these days, and there's so many if, ands, or buts and budget things that people have to worry about. If you're buying a gift, it's like Natalie said, you are spending way more than $40 than on, you know what I mean? So if you're outwardly saying it's $40, but do not bring me a gift, I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
It's perfect. Crowdsourcing. Yeah.
You know what? And the couple is happy at the end of the day, and you got to go to their wedding.
To each his own.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, coming up next, can you believe it? The legendary Tony Danza is here. We will be right back.
Founded on the top deals are still available, so get them while you can. From gadgets to fashion, there's something for everyone. Just go to morningsave.com to shop now.
Our first guest is a renowned actor, author, and entertainer who starred in classics like Taxi and Who's the Boss? Most recently, he's gained a new fan base portraying a different kind of boss on the Starz drama Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan. Take a look.
Looks like he's got 3 of them.
3 of what? What the are you talking about?
We got a tip about you selling red arowanas. They're an endangered species, and selling them is a violation of the Lacey Act.
How long did it take you to come up with that happy horse? I don't even know what a red Pocahontas looks like.
Red arowana. And we're not sure what it looks like either, which is why we're going to bring you in until we can get this all sorted out.
As I live and breathe with this bull.
Good news is, thanks to your friend here, we've got ourselves a gun charge, too.
All right, everybody, please welcome the legendary Tony Danza!
I'm never going to live up to that. What are you kidding me?
You already have.
Mr. Danza.
That's me.
What an honor to have you here. This is so cool to see you playing Stefano Marchetti, correct?
Yeah. I got the call to do it. I was a little bit reluctant at first because of the Italian thing. Yeah. And then I did it, and I had Michael Rispoli was the actor I worked with, which was such a pleasure. And And I think, I'm not kidding. I'm not because I'm on it. I mean, I know I'm biased, but I think it's one of the best shows on TV.
It is.
It's unbelievable. And you know it's fun, Jaret. It is so much fun because they shoot it like a movie, and it's real for you. I mean, it's really fun to play this crazy character too.
Yes. Well, I love the fact that your character is this deadly, notorious, very like threatening mob boss that owns an exotic fish store.
Yes, that's right. There it is. Yeah, it's not yes.
Okay. So here's the question: did you have to learn about these exotic fish filming the show?
I could test your pH level right now.
Oh. I'll take this chair, honey. I'll take this chair.
Of course, you know, I had to do some, you know, you have to do some work on it and stuff. But, you know, I'm not exactly Mr. Expert, but I do. The store is really amazing. It's on Jamaica Avenue in South Queens. And it's under the L, so every once in a while we got to stop because the train's going by. And it's about, I don't know, about 10 minutes maybe on the train from where I live. I grew up in East New York and Brooklyn, so we went by there every day. I mean, it's unbelievable to be working there now. It's crazy. But it's, I feel very fortunate. I feel very fortunate. You know, I've been around a while, so you get this kind of a job, and it's very different for me, and so it's a lot of fun, and so it's I feel fortunate.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? Is it a homage to Sleeps with the Fishes or Turning People into Fish?
Well, I
think
there was a little. I think Sleeping with the Fishes may have had something to do with that.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I just never knew talking about pH levels would be so sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little strip.
Tony, so I had the pleasure of meeting you when we were doing Dick Van Dyke's 98th birthday celebration.
The greatest, one of the greatest.
And I just have to say, gosh, you were so immediately so kind. I mean, like, I saw you there and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Tony Danza. And then you were so warm and welcoming. You were just performing live though, because you perform all the time. Your standards and stories here in LA.
Yeah, I was here at the Catalina jazz club on Sunset Boulevard, which I'm telling you, you should see. It's really a great place. It's owned by Catalina, by the way. You know, people think it's on Catalina Island,
right?
But it wasn't named after Catalina the island. It was named after Catalina the owner. Right. You know what I mean? So yeah, everybody knows that. I had two of my best friends say to me, "I'd like to come see the show, but I don't want to make the trip." No. But it was a great gig. It was a great gig. I saw so many. Chris Lloyd came. Alyssa Milano came. You know, a lot of people came. And you know who came? Really an iconic guy from L.A. In the history of Los Angeles and the movie business, Frank Mancuso Sr., who ran Paramount and ran MGM and made a lot of the movies that you love, I'm telling you. And he came. Him and his wife, Faye. Hi, Frank and Faye. Wonderful, wonderful people.
But speaking of big breaks and performances, in 1985, you opened for Tony Bennett, New Year's Eve. Yeah, and you were doing stand-up at the time.
It sounds better than it was. So what happened was I called my manager. I said, hey, you know, I want to try stand-up. I was in Who's the Boss? I want to try stand-up. I think I can do it. I wrote 20 minutes of stuff, and I know how to do cute, you know, tap dance. So I figured, all right, so I can do it. He says to me, calls me back. He says, okay, I'll get you. I'll see what I can do. Calls me back. He says, okay, I got you a job. You're opening for Tony Bennett New Year's Eve in the big island of Hawaii.
Yeah.
I said, I wanted like a little job around the corner. What are you talking about? So, okay, so now I go there and realize that it's the biggest room. There's 2,500 people in there, basically Japanese tourists with their cameras on thinking, that's the wrong Tony. You know, they're looking for the other guy. You know, I was like,
all right, hey, stick around. We're going to have a lot more with Tony Danza when we come back.
14 months. Ready? Here we go.
Here we go. We're back with Tony Danza.
Too funny. Well, come on. Come on.
Listen. I mean, if you get a chance to dance with Tony Danza, you do it.
I just want to say something. You just mentioned something to me, and I just wanted to bring it up real quick. My son's camp. It's called the Gorilla Camp in Sherman Oaks Little League, and you should bring those kids over there. That's all I want to tell you.
I'm going to.
Gorilla Camp.
Tony Danza, go ahead.
But speaking of being passionate for your community, we want to thank you for always giving back to the community. And tell us about your nonprofit, the Stars of Tomorrow.
All right. This is the thing that I'm most proud of in my life. It is a teen acting program in New York City. And we've been doing it since 2011. The last 8 years with the Police Athletic League. And we engaged over 5,000 kids, got to over 220 of them in college or finishing college. And now, last year, a year and a half ago now, we went out on our own. We are now the Stars of Tomorrow Project, a legitimate 501c3. And we just put on our first benefit in October. It was a magical evening. And it's a teen acting program because, here's our slogan, when you teach a kid how to act, you teach a kid how to act.
Yes.
And so it's been very successful, and it's so near and dear to my heart. Go online. It's called the Stars of Tomorrow Project. It's, because we really, think about it. We've absolutely abdicated any responsibility for nurturing our children. You know, we used to have a family hour that was on, and they could only watch certain things. But now they're customers, just like the rest of us. And I think we're kidding ourselves if we think that just someday they're going to go, you know what? Time to be well-adjusted.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
We have to give them something. And the reason I do this is because I had such a great childhood. I just had the most incredible childhood. And I think these kids are they're being, it's being robbed from them, you know? And so that's all.
When you were a kid, was there somebody that mentored you?
Well, I was a pal kid. I was a pal kid when the cop in the neighborhood, who, by the way, used to talk to us like this, he'd say to us, hey, you see this face? Yeah. Well, when you see it, don't let it see you. That's how he treated us. All right. But one day he says to me, I strongly suggest that you give Pal a try. And there was a Police Athletic League, it was a storefront in Brooklyn, underneath the L on Chestnut Street. I used to go in there, and there was these two cops in there, and they were there every day. And every day they'd say to you, so how's things? What's going on? Wow. And just that had an effect on me, you know? And so this is something I really, this is the most, and you know who's my biggest benefactor of the program? My best dear friend, Mr. Danny DeVito, is just the greatest.
Love him. Mr. Danza, we love you. Tony Danza, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan is streaming on the Stars app right now. To find out about Tony's live dates and the Stars of Tomorrow Project, go to thetalk.com. Up next, an actress with an international fame and now intergalactic success, Noomi Rapace.
Our next guest first grabbed the global spotlight as the girl with the dragon tattoo. Now she's an international astronaut who has to make an emergency return to Earth in the new series Constellation. Take a look.
I feel a lot better than I did a couple of days ago. You forget how Earth smells. There's no weather in space. There's no seasons. So it's really nice to feel the autumn and to smell the rain. I'm very happy to be back home.
She's out of this world. Please welcome the lovely Noomi Rapace.
Numi, you are known, I know, from playing these badass type women. Yet you have this secret passion where you love karaoke. So what is your go-to, if you had a passionate go-to karaoke song, what would it be?
Okay, no, so this is quite funny, actually. I'm terrible at singing. And like, so this whole thing, like, I used to be really scared of doing things that I'm bad at. And now I'm embracing it. So karaoke is one of the fields that I should not do.
Yes.
But I had this, like, one of my favorite songs is Meatloaf's I'll Do Anything for Love, but I won't do that. Do you know the song?
No, I don't know the song, but I know Meatloaf.
It's impossible to sing, basically.
Okay.
But I try, and I try, and I try. But yeah, the thing is, like, I used to be so hard on myself and just avoid everything that made me look stupid. And now I'm just like, bring it on.
Just bring it on. Who cares, right? I like that.
It's a good way to live. It's a good way to live when you're no longer worried about judgment, right?
Yeah, it's too much to worry about. You can never be perfect. So.
It's interesting that you felt that way, especially because you were cast in the movie when you were 8 years old, and you've been all over the world in different types of productions. You've gained a lot of knowledge. You talked about, of course, you know, just letting go. What would you go back and tell young Numi?
Oh, just breathe. It's gonna be okay, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think we, especially, I don't know, I'm a woman, I used to be a girl, but all the girls around me, all the women around me, they put so much pressure on themselves and they try to do everything perfect. They try to look good and they try to be nice, and it's just, there's a huge amount of pressure. And it just is torture, because it's like, it doesn't matter how much you prepare. It doesn't matter, like, I prepare so much. I train for my movies. I come, like, full unprepared. And then, you know, I did this movie and I broke my nose the second week.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And, like, you know, I was doing fittings before this press tour. I was going to come here and, like, you know, everything is perfectly planned. We have those beautiful looks. And I was like, come to LA, go for hikes, hardcore hikes for a couple of days. Go to a gym, doing some kicking on a punching bag. And then I get, like, my toe gets really, like, messy and I can't wear shoes.
Ooh.
So I had to do like interviews in slippers. Just like frame out my feet so nobody knows what's going on. It's like, okay, whatever, I don't care.
Well, I love that story, by the way. But in case you're doing, you know, more press and you need some extra slippers, we actually have something for you. Here you go, your very own press the talk slippers. How about that?
Oh, I love
look at that.
Cute.
They're perfect.
There you go. There you go.
Thank
It's
you.
almost Easter, so there you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's my new pet.
Try to kick a punching bag with those little rabbits on.
Yeah, you won't
Not gonna
hurt
get very
anyone.
far, right? Now let's talk about your new series, Constellation. This looks amazing. It's like a mixture sci-fi, thriller, also a little bit horror as you go deeper into it, right? Tell me about who you play and a little bit more about the premise.
I play Jo Erickson, who's an astronaut. She has been up in space for a year. She has her daughter down on Earth and a husband. And when we meet her, there's an accident. There's an accident up in space, and she needs to send the crew down because there's only one of the vehicles, the pods that can bring you down, is working, and she needs to stay there herself and basically fix the oxygen. She's running out of oxygen, so the time is clicking, and she needs to save her own life and basically bring herself down to Earth. When she comes down, things are just slightly different. And she's like looking at this girl that should be her baby girl, but she kind of feels that it's not. So she's trying to figure out what's going on, if she's gone mad, or if it's like a huge conspiracy, or if there's something else. So, yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's a whole interesting story, how you even prepare for a character like that in this, you know, outer space experience. But, you know, the show has some really cool space scenes. What was it like for you floating in zero gravity?
That looks cool.
Well, floating is really hard because you need to be very strong. I had to work up my core strength, my neck. I had to do a lot of exercises to it's basically like standing in plank for hours. And it's supposed to look so effortless and like you're just like, but you're kind of holding yourself. So it's like you need to like really, and it was a huge team effort. Like for every shot when I'm like floating, sometimes we use like wires, and then it's like you see the whole team here. They're basically like have 10 amazing crew members that are together working and doing their best to make it look as effortless as possible. Someone on a remote control, someone giving someone else directions, camera team working with me. So it was an amazing team around me that made it possible.
Well, you make it look effortless, too. So, well done. Numi, so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. Constellation is streaming now on Apple TV+. We will be right back.
Before we go, we have something special that will organize your accessories and charge your devices. It's time for today's must-have giveaway.
That's right, Jerry. Courant is a design-driven phone charging brand offering low-profile wireless chargers crafted with Belgian linen and Italian leather that's made specifically for your home. And guess what? Everyone in today's studio audience is going home with a Courant Catch-3 wireless charging valet tray. For your chance to win this giveaway at home, go to the Talks Facebook page.
All right, and tomorrow we've got a brand new episode of The Talk with Jessica